Hello, and thank you for stopping by the Massachusetts Beer Reviews channel on YouTube. I am Thomas Metal 75 in this
East Coast LQ reviews.
channel of YouTube. Cheers.
Cheers.
We are going to try a Scotch whiskey. I don't know if Tanner, the East Coast Beer Review channel of YouTube, I don't know if he's ever tried this one before.
No, I have not had that.
We're going to do a...
I had some Oban products before, but I've never had that one.
We're going to do the Oban Highland Single Malt Scotch Whiskey Double Matured, their special release, limited edition. It is distilled 2007 and bottled 2021.
Nice.
Bam. And this is a part of the Diageo brand, imported by Diageo, New York, and it is a 43% ABV. And there's a lot.
86 proof.
Yeah, there's a lot to say on the bottle. I guess we'll get to that.
Lots of writing.
Yeah, it's a lot. There's a ton of writing.
So that's a 14-year-old Highland single malt Scotch whiskey is what you're telling me.
Yes.
Nice. Bottled at 86 proof.
That is correct.
Nice. Okay.
Bam.
Good stats.
There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Let's see.
It's got some good color.
Let's see.
It's about as golden as golden gets.
Bond Distillery, Agile, Scotland. Product of Scotland. Alcohol by volume, 43, 86 proof. That's about all I can really...
What is the calorie count on this?
Calorie count is...
They have the actual...
They do 105 calories per 1.5 ounces.
All right.
I think they use some sherry in this barrel. I'd have to look up on the internet, but I'm on the phone that I'm using for the internet. So we will add, I guess, I like to add some cool water to that.
Nice.
But we'll...
yeah, the color is, like I said, it's about as golden gets.
Yeah.
That's pretty golden. That's like
Looks
golden caramel.
Yeah. It smells... There's a little bit of smokiness to it. At 43, it smells like a bigger whiskey than that. God bless y'all.
Thank you.
There's some smoke to me.
Oh yeah.
Caramel.
It is actually when I popped this open, I was just smelling the bottle before we actually started it and poured it up. I was getting like a green apple note.
Sure, I can see that. Definitely.
Green apple, a little bit of like you say a little smoky. There's also that like big honey.
Yep.
Honey. It's like a honey glazed apple.
I can see that. Yep.
With like a little bit of like a smoky char.
Sure. I'll give that a try.
Yeah, vanilla as well.
Cheers.
Vanilla sweetness.
East Coast says vanilla sweetness, yeah?
Oh, that's clean.
It's very clean.
That's clean. There's like a little bit of like an earthy, spicy finish to it.
Sure.
But you get that clean, slightly smoky, fruity Scotch finish. It's been a while since I've had a Scotch, actually, to be completely honest with you. Last one I had was probably like a Lafroig or an Ardbeg, which those are
super smoky.
Those are like super smoky. But this is more Highland. Highland is usually more on the fruity, sweeter, somewhat caramel, like caramel honey side.
Yep.
And I'm getting more honey with this one.
Sure.
Like I said, honey, apple.
I can see that.
Citrus, a little bit of like a lemon.
Citrus, apple, lemon.
It's clean. It's got like for a 43%, 86 proof. It's clean. It's got like a clean finish to it.
43, yep.
easy sipping Scotch. There's no like offensive tannins
Not
or
really.
anything on the back end. It's not necessarily bitter.
No, not really. I mean, you have to like the smoky. You have to like some of the smoky quality, but
Well, Highlands are usually more on like the fruity, sweet side rather than
Yeah.
the smoky. You know.
you're not really. You shouldn't really go into. I guess what I'm trying to say is that you shouldn't really be going. Thank you, 0 out of 0 people watching us live. You shouldn't really be going into Scotch and thinking that it's going to be smoky because it's Scotch whiskey. But I think this so far neat without any water or ice. It's very approachable. It does have the caramel maltiness. It does have a really dark, rich, woodsy character to my liking, and some dark chocolate notes. Like
Yes.
I don't know because I
Yeah.
haven't been on the website recently.
Yeah, definitely. No,
I
yeah,
don't know
yeah,
because I have not been on Oban's website recently. I almost think,
yeah, there's definitely a little bit of like a chocolate.
yeah, I don't know if I'm thinking
Chocolate.
that some of the bottle comes across like a sherry barrel
Oh, I can
finish.
see that.
Like I don't know, but what I want to do is hit that thing with some cold Mansfield, Massachusetts water.
Now I have had
with 2 straws.
you ever had Glen Moray? They have a sherry cask finish.
Not recently, for me.
So how do we do this?
We're gonna poke that thing and hold it. Hold that thing and then put 2 straws in there. Boom.
Oh, bang.
And then you do another one.
First
That's what.
try. Oh, wait,
Or
one more time.
I do 2,
I
but
got-
you can do as many as you
I got
want.
2 drops.
I feel like 2 is my starting point.
Bang.
Bam.
Bang.
And we see what 2 straws of some cold Mansfield, Massachusetts water does. Because Mansfield, we have some pretty good water here. I mean, it's not.
That's literally like I said,
What
that's
happened
like
to What happened to it?
I'm getting a little bit more caramel now.
Yeah, I'm getting more. I'm getting more smoke.
I was getting honey
Yeah,
with the water. I'm getting a little bit more like a caramel apple.
sure. I'm getting more smoke, to be completely honest. It's smokier. It feels smokier to my nose. I'm getting everything you said plus more smoke.
More char, maybe.
More, yeah. I would think so. So, with just 2 bendy straws of ice cold water from Mansfield, Massachusetts, that's what we're getting. We'll see what it does.
Vanilla.
Yeah.
The water brought out some vanilla.
It's
I'm getting like a creamy vanilla apple. Like I'm getting
Sure.
like a big apple note with this. This product is bringing out like a big fruity apple, slightly char. Like you said, I'm getting a little bit of that chocolate, some vanilla.
Yeah.
It's like with the water, it's almost like a caramelized apple with like a hint of vanilla and chocolate.
Yeah, it's good. I feel like sometimes with the water, I get even a bigger finish on some of these.
Yeah.
On some of these whiskeys, and I'm feeling like the sweetness and the char is coming out more at this point with a couple of straws of water, cool water. At this point, I'm getting everything else that Tanner said. There's definitely some caramel. There's definitely some sweetness. There's definitely some oakiness.
There's like a little bit of like a spice.
Yep.
Like a little bit of like a peppery spice.
Just a little bit.
When it was straight clean.
Yeah.
When it was neat, I should say not clean.
Mm-hmm.
But what I was getting at is with the water, it's more of a clean flavor. It seemed like it was a little bit more robust and kind of dominant in some aspect of the whiskey rather than when you put the water in it. Now it seems a little bit more balanced. It seems a little bit more clean. I mean, it's a clean, straight, like neat overall. It's a pretty clean whiskey, I will say.
Yep.
It's easy sipping, 43%. And like you said, just a couple drops of water actually really goes a long way. It really, it like kind of opens it up. You get a little bit more of those fruity notes. it starts to turn more into like a just a sweeter whiskey.
Yeah. Hello, Twisted Art Lady. You showed up. Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah, it's a little. I'm finding most of the time with whiskeys, no matter if it's a bourbon, a scotch, or rye, Japanese, the water is almost giving it a longer finish, and I'm getting it in this point. But for me, I think Tanner's or East Coast Liquor Reviews is completely correct with what he said about that whiskey. I can't find a different real note. I think that the note for me comes across much more smoky, and it's much more, I don't know, the nose and the mouthfeel seem much more akin to the soot or the smoke, I guess, aspect, which I like, so I'm not complaining about that. That would be really good with pulled pork sandwiches or beef brisket or some kind of American style American style barbecue.
Now,
Yeah.
when you drink a single malt scotch,
Yeah.
you get that 100% barley flavor profile.
Yep.
And you can just tell it's a scotch.
Yeah.
Like if somebody hands you a glass and says, "Hey, try this, it's a whiskey," you can totally tell it's a scotch. You get that,
Sure. Yep.
But sitting in a barrel for 14 years, it really
14
yeah.
years. Woo.
I think they did a good job with this one. How
What-
much did you pay for this?
This.
Don't mind me asking.
It's a good question. This must have been between 80 and 90 bucks. I want to say this was $85, but it might have been a little bit more than
It's a
that.
good bottle. You can tell it's a little bit more on the higher end.
It's
You can tell
north
it's
of
a
90.
little bit more of a higher end scotch.
Yeah.
For sure.
I figured this would be a great one for East Coast Liquor Reviews to give
I
a
like
taste
this.
to.
I haven't had, like I said, I haven't really had many scotches lately. I've been,
Cool.
if I had whiskey, it's been like bourbons in the past couple of months.
Sure.
It's nice to dive back into a scotch that's
No doubt.
a little bit more higher end. It's a Highland, so it's not going to be super punchy. It's not going to be super spicy. It's not going to be super smoky, in your face. This is really good.
Nice.
Throwing out some numbers?
Yeah,
Throw out
go
some numbers?
Yeah, go right ahead. Twisted Art Lady. I'm Scottish and I never had Scotch. Well, you should give it a try.
You gotta check them out.
At the end of the day, Scotch is not gonna be smoky. It's not gonna. No.
Normally
At the end of the day, Scotch isn't gonna be smoky.
The Highland style is normally more fruity.
If you're in the Isla region, which is
Isla's gonna be a little bit
towards
more
the top end of Scotland, literally the top part of Scotland, and the distillery is next to the ocean, where the ocean is screaming and pushing its water and its what am I saying? It's waves right onto the building where the barrels are. You will end up getting more of a smoky,
what I was gonna say?
salty essence to
Salty.
whiskey. Yeah,
I was just gonna say salty.
There you go.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm glad you said that because
Yeah.
I was literally I'm
Yeah.
like salty.
Yep.
I'm like that's
there.
what it is. It
It's
has
there.
that. It has that salinity on the
There,
finish.
it's there in this.
It has
definitely.
that salinity.
That's what Oban is. Yeah.
And that's literally like the key factor when you're drinking scotch is you get that salinity.
Yep.
You get that little bit of that salty
I agree.
aftertaste.
I would agree with that.
And this has that. It's not overly salty, like someone salted your fries too much, but it's got like that perfect salty kind of finish to it.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. This is good. I'm gonna throw it out there. I'll give this I'll give it like a 94.
This is really good. I
mean, me personally, sometimes if you're saying this is like a sherry cask,
it might be.
It might be.
I forget.
I'm getting more of just like a straight green apple.
Yep.
And like possibly like a little bit of like a lemon.
Sure.
A little bit of like a lemon fruitiness.
Sure.
I kind of wish it had a little bit more of a complexity, like you said, that chocolate note. I noticed that, and I kind of can get that from when you said it. I kind of can pick that out. I kind of wish it had a little bit more of those darker flavors, but it's also a Highland, to be fair.
Yes.
So I guess that rating has to be more of like a personal, in my opinion, rating.
Yeah.
When it comes to like Highland scotches, and I've had a couple Highlands. Like you ever had like the Dalmore? It's got the I think it's got like a bowl or.
I don't think I know what it is. I don't think so.
That's like a sherry cask Highland, and that one is like a little bit more on the darker side of a Highland whiskey. I'm pretty sure it's Dalmore. It's like Dalmore something.
Yeah, but Dalmore, like I said, they're gonna make a cigar malt.
That's totally my personal opinion.
Yeah, with Scotch, sure. Yeah,
I would say that's a 90 for all day in my books. I think that's pretty
okay. Good. I know exactly. So Tan talks about the sherry barrels where you can do, I guess, one or two things really, right? You can age, and that's your aging, and that's your 3 years to Scotch minimal. Or, which I can actually introduce Tanner to one more thing. Woo! Yeah, woo! Right? Where the sherry is used primarily as a finishing product. So if you want to know anything about bourbon, I suppose, right? The only thing that bourbon has available to it, a new American oak barrel, and it has to be done minimum of 2 years. You can do the 4 years. You can do that. If you're going to do less than that, tell me if I'm wrong about this. If you're going to do less in the 4 years, you got to be pretty forefront on the bottle, and you got to say this thing has been aged for no less than the 36 months or whatever, right? Something like that. I have a bottle of a Balcones, a pot still bourbon that says that's not 4 years old, but they tell you they aged it for 36 months.
Okay.
If you're gonna call it a straight bourbon, I suppose that's the word to use, then it's no more than 2 years old, unless they make bones and they tell you it's a straight bourbon and they don't tell you anything that it's not 4 years. Otherwise, they have to tell you it's less than the 4 years aged. So
yeah,
I don't remember what the fuck the point was of that story. However, I guess the point we were getting at was I could show you another off air, I guess, a sherry cask thing that's like it. You don't have to age your whiskey in. But here's what I'm getting at. Actually, I remember this. The last thing we have in bourbon in America, if you're going to call it a bourbon, is it has to be a bourbon, and it has to be either the 2 years or the 4 years. You tell me on the bottle if it's not 4 years. But you can do finishing to a certain degree, and that's not really aging. You're not aging it. You're just finishing in that whatever barrel. So you do. So Jim Beam goes, I'm going to make this Jim Beam, but I want to finish it in a sherry cask for about 6 months. That's still kind of legal, and you can still you can still basically call that a bourbon. So you finishing it for a couple of months is kind of, what would you call that? You would call that, could you write that on the bottle? Double oak? Could you say double oak?
Just call them like American whiskeys.
Could you call it American whiskey? Could you call it a double oak?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I guess so. The rules for whiskey have definitely changed.
Yeah.
Definitely. The rules lately have been just kind of nitpicked.
Mm-hmm.
And people have been taking advantage of the rules.
Yeah. Did I rate this? I'll rate this a 90 out of 100.
What did you say?
I'll rate that a 90 out of 100.
90? Yeah. I think, like I said, I'm going to give it a 94. Maybe it's because I haven't had a Scotch in a while.
Yeah.
I haven't had a Scotch in a while, and that's pretty damn good. Me and my buddy had, I forgot what the hell it was. We had a We had a barrel proof one, like not too long ago.
Yeah.
It was like 54%.
Oh, sure.
And I will say, as far as 86 proof, right?
Yep.
That is that's drinking with a little bit more of a fuller flavor. That's drinking like a 90 or something.
Yeah.
That's giving me more fuller flavor to it.
There's
It's got more of like a viscosity.
Viscosity.
Yeah, I was gonna say viscosity.
Scotch.
Yeah.
A tea.
Yeah, it's got more like that viscosity. It's got more of that that mouthfeel. I will say it's drinking a little bit fuller,
Yep.
but it's also not. It's not giving you that burn of an 86.
No.
So I will say it's like it's got more of that fuller flavor, but it doesn't have that burn of a fuller flavor.
Nope.
So I think they did a
Where we
good
at?
job with that product.
21 minutes. Cool.
Not bad.
Yeah, there's a lot of I want to give Tanner another. I think I want to give him another whiskey really quickly, but maybe not on this little review we're doing tonight here. But yeah. So you said
94.
I said you said 94. I said 80. Did I say 80s?
90.
I said 90. Let's give that a.
Is that like a 92?
Let's give it 92.
Let's give it.
I
92
really like this.
I think it's pretty good.
I think, you know what? I think this would be a really great whiskey for people that are from America that drink bourbon that know nothing about Scotch whiskey because it's super. For what it is, I think it's super. For what it is, I think it's super sweet.
Yeah.
You know what? I think it's super sweet for what it is.
I hate to say it.
You know what I mean by that?
I hate to say it, but it's smooth.
Do you think it's like?
It's kind of smooth.
Yeah, but I think
the whiskey people, they hate to hear that word.
I think it's
kind of smooth.
Yeah, I think it's both super sweet and super smooth.
Yeah, it goes down.
And
easy.
it's got the smokiness to it. I think if you had this, you know what? I gave that Blanton's a 70s. You met my great old mother. She ended up drinking some of this Blanton's, and then she ate it with a ice cream sandwich, and she was like, "Damn! I think if you drank this smooth, smoky, sweet whiskey with an ice cream, you probably would like this really well." This has the best.
It's got that caramel note.
This has the best smooth, smoky, and sweet taste. I will give this a 92. I'm going to 92.
Right on top of the ice cream.
No, I'm going 92 out of 100. I gave that 2 more points. I like that.
Oh, now we're average 93.
Yeah, 93. I think I appreciate the sweetness now that we talk about that. So until next time, we gave this a 90. I think we're about a 93 now. We are out of 100. Until next time, keep tasting those great whiskeys. Cheers.
Cheers, brother. Thanks for having me.
We'll see you soon. Check us off air. If someone's off air, we're going to go there. Cheers.